Hey guys, I've tried to record this like 5 times already. The crux of what I end up getting into every time is I'm still having trouble sleeping. I think it's to do with my weight. I find myself feeling self-conscious a little bit when I look at... I did Monday's video, I think I did without a sweater, and I was like, oh, that's the problem. And there's an extent to which I feel self-conscious about it. Now, I don't judge myself by the way that I'm shaped. And I think to an extent, I kind of overcompensate in the sense that I want people to identify me by, you know, how I'm speaking and how I'm acting. And there's that's always been a part of who I am, is that I act very gregarious, so that you are not. I don't want people. There's a quote like it's better to be silent and have people think you a fool than to speak and remove all suspicion. I don't know. Than to speak and prove them right, or something like that. I've always kind of had the opposite mentality. Is I don't want you judging me just off of looking at me. I want to get up in your face and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" and be, you know, just gregarious and out there and kind of overpower whatever perceptions that you may come up with by, you know, saying, you know, basically expressing myself as much as I can. But no, the thing that concerns me though is that there's the whole idea of just I feel like I do have a bit of responsibility now to be in better shape. Now that I'm doing videos, and I feel like, you know, when I try and send a message to people that you know, that they should you know, love themselves for who they are and everything, there's a part of it where if I don't treat myself well, how can I get away with saying that? And of course, this is a difficult thing, because there was an article, I think, a year ago, where a local TV reporter got a letter from someone that said, you know, I'm disappointed that you haven't lost any weight. Don't you consider that you may be perceived as a role model by young women, and don't you think that might be a bad example to set? And the story exploded as how dare anybody bully, oh my god, fat shaming is the worst thing in the world. And to be honest, and I know I'm going to rock the boat, because tons and tons of people, a lot of Tumblr type people, a lot of kids, they're absolutely we need to stop the fat shaming. And here's the thing, as a fellow morbidly obese, very poor life expectancy type of person, you know what, you have the right to develop your own opinion about me, and if I want you not to judge me, there's nothing I can do to prevent it, and you have the right to express your opinion. That's called the First Amendment. I don't have a right to not be offended based on what you say or what you share. I simply don't have a right not to be offended. If people had a right not to be offended, no one will be able to say anything, because if I say that you take any issue, religion or politics, it's just whatever you say, you're gonna tick people off. And if everyone has a right not to be ticked off, then no one gets to say anything, and that becomes extreme. I think really it comes down to a matter of people need to understand that there will always be assholes who try and get a rise out of people. There will always be trolls. But what you have to do is learn not to internalize it, and to not value yourself by the way that others perceive you. That said, it's not to excuse people's actions. I think especially with things like bullying of homosexuals, that's unacceptable. And I think that's part of what really ticked me off about the whole fat bullying thing, is that being fat to an extent is a choice. It may be a passive choice, and for some people it is not. For some people it is a health condition. They cannot do anything about it. For the majority of people who are out of shape, that's something that, you know, for me, I have a slower metabolism or something. I don't know. The doctors say I'm never going to be, like, healthy, per se, BMI-wise. And so who knows? It may be 10 times harder for me to be as in shape as, you know, the next person, but it is still a choice for me to not put in 10 times the amount of effort. It may be really challenging. It may be a really difficult choice for me to make, but it doesn't mean I don't have the option. And so, for me, the thing that's so frustrating is that when people try to equate bullying of homosexuals with fat shaming, is that you undermine it, because gays don't get to go, okay, well, I do have the choice, even though it's challenging, to be straight. That's not on the table for them. So to say that the two are parallel is for me a little problematic. And to the extent, if people were out there and beating up a fat person for being fat, then absolutely, you have a right to prevent people from acting upon on certain things. But as far as speech goes, we have to teach people to love themselves for who they are, and not for what other people tell them that they are. And that's been really hard for me to say without appearing like I'm vilifying fat people. So I don't know. I think I need to focus on losing some weight, and I'm not a diet type of person. I have dieted. It's been, it works. I lose weight and I gain it back over time. So I'm going to start making small improvements, and I don't know. I feel like there's a part of me where I've been overweight since middle school. I mean, I've been overweight for a very long time. I don't remember ever being like, I'm in shape now. But I've been overweight at least since middle school, and significantly toward the end and after high school. And I guess I would like to know what it's like to be in shape before I'm really old, I guess. And then who knows? Maybe I won't like it. I'll be like, you know what? I want cake. I'm good. I've experienced this, but I'd prefer cake. And then I'll eat cake, and then things will be great. Anyways, that's what's been going on in my mind. I'm gonna go and try and do some work on this video. I can't record any stuff right now because it's way too late. But I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope that I haven't irritated anyone that is facing bullying or anything like that. And I think it's equally important that that you do understand that there are people who do not, that no matter how many people critique you, there are people who do respect you for who you are. And I consider myself one of those people, is that I do everything I can not to make assumptions. Obviously, we all do make assumptions. It's the only way we can interact with someone without walking in their shoes. But I try and hold any of those assumptions lightly, and I try to be as open-minded as possible. And I know there are plenty of other people like that. So please do know that no matter how many trolls, internet trolls or otherwise, harass you, that they do not speak for everybody. And unfortunately, as great as it would be to get rid of all of them, it's not going to happen. So do everything you can to work on appreciating yourself for who you are. And no matter who you are, if you dig deep enough, you'll find stuff of value and stuff that you can be proud of. So